We start in the Hamptons, which is a staple of New York socialites that you haven't yet seen. And, you know, we've all kind of dated each other, so we have to date more people or each other's parents, and I don't know.
If I'm dead to you, why are you at the wake? Cursing my name, wishing us.
Wait, did you guys really think Blake Lively just turned into this mean girl type overnight when she started working with Justin Baldoni? If you thought so, you better think again, because Blake's former co-star America Ferrera just spilled the tea about how Blake Lively allegedly fat-shamed her when they worked together. Mind you, Blake and America were co-stars on Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants in 2005, and even then, Blake was apparently bossy and mean-spirited. Like before Gossip Girl, before Ryan Reynolds, before becoming besties with Taylor Swift, Blake was already treating everyone around her horribly. Putting that into perspective makes you understand all the things people have been saying about Blake since her legal drama with Justin Baldoni started. It looks like the more layers you peel back off Blake Lively, the less shiny her Miss Perfect Girl image seems. So, let's talk about it.
I think it makes perfect sense that the girls that are so different are such good friends. I'm very different than a lot of my friends, but I just think that, you know, as long as you guys support each other and think highly of the person, and I try to surround myself with people that I want to be more like. That I see qualities in them, and I'm like, they're a really great person. I want to be around them more because I would love to be like that.
So, an old interview featuring Blake Lively and America Ferrera recently resurfaced, and it has got people making wild speculations about what was really going on between the both of them back then. In the interview, you can see Blake excitedly answering the question the interviewer asked, while America looks bored and even rolls her eyes at some point. This was after they had co-starred in the 2005 film Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
Promoting the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants 2, stars America Ferrera and Blake Lively stopped by Good Day LA, and the conversation quickly turned to Gossip Girl, like all conversations do now. That's when Miss Ferrera and I forged our own Sisterhood of the Traveling contempt for Gossip Girl.
If you haven't seen Gossip Girl, just about everything has happened. Unbelievable.
No, you'd be surprised how much hasn't happened. You know, at the end of the first season, I was like, okay, well, what happens now? But we have a few more characters already in the beginning of the first season that come in and mess up our lives even more. We start in the Hamptons, which is a staple of New York socialites that you haven't yet seen. And, you know, we've all kind of dated each other, so we have to date more people or each other's parents, and I don't know.
Let the clip run. She strangles her. We'll be right back after this dirty mouth moment.
From the movie, you would think the main characters would be friends in real life, or at least be nice to each other. Well, it would turn out that the complete opposite was true. Allegedly, Blake was bossy, entitled, and mean to almost everyone on set. However, America got the worst of it because she was constantly the butt of Blake's jokes, making fun of her weight and other physical features. Even when America made it clear she did not appreciate Blake's comments about her body, Blake allegedly didn't back down. Instead, she doubled down and tried to gaslight America into thinking she was overreacting and couldn't take a simple joke. But that's not all. Allegedly, America also faced horrible treatment from other cast members because Blake turned them against her. The funny thing is that America didn't do nothing to Blake to deserve all this. She just decided she didn't like America and launched this campaign against her that made it really difficult for her to do her job. But this wouldn't be the first time Blake turned the cast members against a co-star just because she didn't like them. She allegedly did the same to Penn Badgley when they worked together on Gossip Girl. Going into the project, Penn expected he would at least be cordial with Blake since they were supposed to be love interests. However, the opposite reaction was what he got from Blake. Not only were they not friends, Blake was actively trying to sabotage him from day one. Allegedly, the first thing Blake did was to spread rumors about Penn among the cast, painting him as this difficult, headstrong guy that nobody would enjoy working with. Like America Ferrera's case, Blake did this to Penn for no obvious reason. The worst part is that when Blake gets like this, she doesn't just hate on her own. She makes sure to recruit other people into her hate campaign to make her enemy even more pained. Since she was already becoming the golden girl she is today at the time, nobody wanted to offend her. her. So they all did what she wanted them to do, even if they had no personal reason to hate on Penn Badgley. And it wasn't just with the cast members. Blake was a press favorite, so when she made it clear she wasn't rocking with Penn, the media also turned on him. His career actually sort of went under until he made a comeback with the hit series You. Does this sound familiar? It's because we're literally seeing the same script play out between Blake and Justin Baldoni right now. Like Penn, it seemed like Justin didn't have to do anything for Blake to start hating on him. Fans couldn't help but notice right from the start that Blake and the other cast members were treating Justin weirdly like he wasn't part of them. At some point, it seemed that Blake and Justin were doing 2 separate tours, appearing at events on their own and giving separate interviews. It would turn out that Blake had actually been trying to sabotage Justin from the beginning by going behind his back to edit the movie script. If anything in the lawsuit is true, then Blake used Ryan's influence to basically kick Justin out of the director's chair and did what she wanted with the movie. Sometimes she even let her husband and friends edit the script without informing Justin.
We do have It Starts With Us, so I'm hoping to see you back in the double duty role.
I think there are better people for that one.
Justin.
I think Blake Lively's ready to direct. That's what I think. So, yeah.
Justin said he doesn't know if he'd be game to direct the next one, but perhaps Blake would. Is that something that you would entertain?
Oh, absolutely. I think that whoever decides to take charge of the next one would do it justice. And, it's a lot of people to get the same schedules together again, so we'll see.
Oh, absolutely. She's so capable of that. She is a powerhouse. She could do literally anything.
For example, it was during the press tour that Justin found out that Ryan actually worked on the movie's infamous rooftop scene. The bullying didn't stop there, though. Blake took all the spotlight during the press tour and the movie's premiere. In fact, Justin and his team were banished to the basement. If you didn't know anything about it, you would think Blake was the movie's director, not Justin. And get this, every time Blake claimed Justin made her feel uncomfortable or borderline harassed her on set, we've seen footage that counters that and shows what really happened. After watching that footage, many fans concluded that Blake must have developed a crush on Justin and thought they would be sneaking around on set. But when he didn't return the feelings, she got upset and started attacking. I mean, this is exactly how it played out with Penn Badgley as well. Blake ended up dating him for about 2 or 3 years despite all their drama, making everyone's lives miserable because you didn't get your way. Classic mean girl behavior, but wait, it gets worse. Blake allegedly turned up the mean girl vibes to 100 with Leighton Meester, who was also on the Gossip Girl cast. Blake and Leighton reportedly clashed over their different personalities and priorities during the filming. During the 10th anniversary of Gossip Girl in 2017, the show's executive producer, Joshua Safran, spilled the tea about how Blake and Leighton don't follow each other on social media. According to him, unlike how they were besties on the show, they weren't friends in real life. He said, they were friendly, but they were not friends like Serena and Blair. He tried to downplay it by saying it was just a difference of personalities, with Blake being more extroverted and Leighton being more of an introvert. Blake is very much in the moment. Blake knows what's happening. You talk to Blake on a very contemporary level, and she would be like, I'm doing this tonight. Have you been to this restaurant? On the other hand, Safran described Leighton as very removed and very quiet. He said that after her scenes were done, she would wander the stage. However, fans noticed that Blake would go out of her way to be mean to Leighton during the press tour. Some of the interviews are just painful to watch, and it makes it obvious that it was so much more than just a clash of personalities. Blake made pretty insensitive jokes all the time, like when she casually brought up Leighton being born in a prison cell and comparing her co-stars to monkeys on live television.
Chuck has a matching pet monkey with coordinating outfits, and I was like, I would love to be part of the show, but I can't act with a monkey. And then I got a few of them. Come on, it was a joke.
But this was only the part we saw. According to insiders, the tension was so much worse behind the scenes. In fact, it was so bad that other cast members felt like they had to pick sides. Blake would always tone deaf about sensitive situations, and when she got called out, she would act like everyone else was the problem because they couldn't take a joke. Blake's inability to read the room is always painfully obvious when she does interviews. I mean, check out how she was promoting It Ends With Us, a movie about DV, like it was some chick flick.
Hello, Blake Lively here.
Colleen Hoover.
And It Ends With Us is in theaters now, so grab your friends, wear your florals, and head out to see it.
Mind you, Blake also launched a hair care line and an alcoholic beverage during the promo of the film, despite alcohol being one of the leading causes of DV. Then there are times where she's just weird and mean to interviewers for no reason.
First of all, congrats on your little bump.
Congrats on your little bump.
What about my bump?
You've got 2 nice ones.
And they are kind of bumps, aren't they?
No, not bumps. The lovely lady lumps. Check it out.
Thank you. You like the movie? Are you a Woody Allen fan?
I love most of his movies, and this one was so like visually amazing.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Did you guys love wearing those kind of clothes that you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, working in
Everyone
digital.
wants to talk about the clothes, but I wonder if they would ask the men about the clothes.
I would.
I love Jesse's suits
He has some
and
beautiful.
how
That's what I'm
he
saying. His wardrobe was beautiful.
I know.
Blake, I'm going to start with you. Most of us, if we're lucky enough to run into a celebrity in public, we only have a few moments to maybe speak with you guys. But for people who see this movie, who relate to the topics of this movie on a deeply personal level, they're really going to want to talk to you. This movie is going to affect people, and they're going to want to tell you about their lives. So if someone understands the themes of this movie, comes across you in public, and they want to really talk to you, what's the best way for them to be able to talk to you about this? How would you recommend they go about it?
Like asking for like my address or my phone number or like my location share. Or I could just location share you, and then we could. I'm just curious about
social security number.
I'm a Virgo, so I'm
Yeah.
like, are we talking logistics? Are we talking emotionally?
It wasn't just on Gossip Girl that Blake acted weird with her co-stars, though. She did the same thing to Anna Kendrick, who was her co-star for the 2018 thriller A Simple Favor. According to reports, the tension between the two stemmed from Anna supposedly making fun of Blake's bestie, Taylor Swift, back in 2016. Anna had told Net-A-Porter's The Edit that she would be terrible at being like Taylor Swift, the perfect Miss American version of interacting with fans and making sure they have a good experience. Anna wanted her fans to expect her to have a dry and cynical sense of humor and be snarky with people, because that's just how she communicates. For whatever reason, Anna's comments struck Blake the wrong way, and she took them personally. From that moment, she started trying to make Anna look bad and even plotted to sabotage the project they worked on together. This created tension between them, which affected other cast members on the job.
I've met Blake a few times through Ryan on that film.
Got it.
And, you know, and thought she seemed nice, and little did I know.
Yeah. Look at the body language experts analyzing this right now. How quickly do you...
Don't touch me.
How quickly do you know if you're gonna gel with a co-star? Is it like day one, you're like, okay, I'm in this and it's not working, or?
I feel like it's pretty rapid cognition for me.
Yeah, I think you know, but there's some people, like I've had people who like I don't necessarily like, we're not best buddies at all moments, but like do we do well together on screen? And there's some people that like we're best buddies and then on screen it's like so you just never really know.
Right.
And so I don't know, but it's fun. But you definitely know once you're shooting like who,
this is what it's gonna be.
gel with and who you don't, and like and that was what's so great about this movie is that the characters on the page can be a little bit more like black and white. Like these two women, we didn't totally understand how they would come together and be friends, but once we got in it, once we started playing, and once Paul sort of created that environment, we stepped into our characters and our wardrobe and saw how over the top we could be in moments and how, you know, honest we could be in others. It just sort of like all came together in a way.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Tensions boiled over with Anna finding Blake impossible to work with, and Blake accusing Anna of stealing the spotlight during promo shoots. The drama eventually spilled over the press tour, and by the end, they weren't speaking to each other anymore. In one interview, Anna even revealed that she had muted Blake on all platforms.
So both of you are very active on social media, and there are a lot of people have opinions about you. How do you kind of just like, you know, not let it affect you at all?
Everyone's opinion of me is just so positive. I do let it affect me. I do. Because everyone's like, you're great, and I'm like, I know.
You're not great. Blocked.
Yeah.
Do you block people ever?
No, I've muted some people. Now that it's a function on Twitter and Instagram, there's a couple people that I have muted.
Good.
Yeah.
You can mute people on Instagram too?
Yeah, it's a new feature.
Really?
I know. Get excited.
Wow, that's exciting.
But you replied to someone recently, I think, which they made headlines about.
Oh, really?
Instagram, yes. Someone was
God.
saying something about spelling or something, and you just...
Oh my gosh, I always appreciate when people correct me. It was someone said something about the spacing. I still really don't know how social media works, so if someone tells me how to fix spacing on something. Hyperlinks. Who doesn't work a hyperlink?
I don't know.
I use an iPhone. It does everything for me.
Yeah.
But in typical Blake Lively fashion, she wasn't about to go down without showing everyone how petty she was. So she played her card by refusing to do any promo for the movie sequel, which had already been shot, edited, and was ready to go. By the time Blake finally agreed to do the promo, there was already a lot of bad press surrounding her, especially with her drama with Justin Baldoni. So right now it's looking like all the cast member and the show's director will lose a ton of money while Blake goes back home to sleep in Ryan's arms. As As for America Ferrera, even after 2 decades, Blake is still pulling the strings. When her legal battle with Justin first started, some actresses from the Sisterhood cast released a joint statement showing support for her. The actresses included America Ferrera, Amber Tamblyn, and Alexis Bledel. In their statement, they said, "We stand with her in solidarity as she fights back against the reported campaign waged to destroy her reputation." However, a lot of people felt like Blake was the biggest hypocrite of them all because one of the things Blake is claiming in her lawsuit is that Justin Baldoni fat-shamed her. According to her, Justin called her personal trainer behind her back to try and get her to lose weight. However, Justin fired back in his lawsuit that all he did was try to find out her weight from her trainer because there was a scene that required him to carry her, and he had back problems. What's so ironic about all this is that Blake is complaining about the same thing she allegedly did to America Ferrera all those years ago. It was fun when she did it to someone else, but now that she has gotten a taste of her own medicine, it's not so funny anymore. But what do you guys think of this drama? Do you think these people coming forward against Blake are overdoing it? Or do you think it's high time the world knew Blake Lively for who she really is? Sound off in the comments below, and as usual, check out this next video.